Imagine this, you're walking down the street, minding your own business, and suddenly you're stopped by the police. Why? Because they suspect you of having this very secret phone designed to hide very serious criminal activity. Yes, it reals, and it's actually happening right here in Australia. But the question is it illegal? Let's find out. So, welcome back to Lawishhh, where we break down the law that makes sense to you and everyone else. So, my name is Ennis, I'm a criminal defense lawyer, and today we're diving into the mysterious world of Cipher phones and the new laws that could land you in very serious trouble. And to make it even more real, we're going to be exploring a case study that rocked both the criminal underworld as well as the law enforcement alike. It's called the Phantom Secure case. So, first question, what exactly is a Cipher phone? Think of a phone that's supercharged, has these privacy settings designed to keep law enforcement completely out. These are your typical smartphones. They're specifically and modified to your software and your hardware networks to block out feature calls, like your standard voice calls, web browsing, and even your geolocation. They can also encrypt communications and have a self-destruct feature that wipes it completely clean of all data in an instant. Sounds like something out of a spy movie, right? But it's very much a reality and it's causing significant ripples in Australia and beyond. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty about the case study. So the Australian Federal Police, or considered AFP, has recently seized more than 1,000 mobile phones as part of a global crackdown on encryption technology used by criminals to organize serious crimes, including drug importations, extortions, and even murders. This operation was a coordinated effort with the FBI and other international authorities to dismantle a Canadian company known as the Phantom Secure. So, what is that? They sold up to 10,000 modified BlackBerry smartphones to individuals in Australia. These weren't just your BlackBerry phones. These devices had their cameras, their microphone, their GPS, and other key features removed. They were loaded with encrypted messaging and software that were making them incredibly difficult for law enforcement to even crack through. Essentially, they were the go-to devices for anyone looking to keep their illegal activities hidden. So we saw earlier this week that the head of this company, Vincent, was arrested by FBI, charged with a slew of offenses including racketeering, money laundering, and even drug trafficking. In Australia, the AFP launched these raids across 4 states in New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, and South Australia, seizing phones, cash, drugs, and even a Victorian man was even arrested and charged with these drug offences. So our Assistant Commissioner Neil from the AFP has highlighted the sort of widespread and use of these encrypted phones and amongst not just with criminal organisations, but everyone else. So he said that it's been used in Australia between 3 to 5 years at all high-level organised crime groups. Anyone involved in this level of criminality, from extortions to kidnappings and drug importations, and even contracts to hire killers. They've been using this secure platform to communicate, believing they could hide their communications from law enforcement. So the statistics is kind of staggering, to be honest. So out of 20,000 devices sold worldwide, half of them came to Australia. And get this, these devices weren't cheap. These criminals were paying up to $50,000 a year to use them and have been introduced by other users to join their network. This wasn't just about technology. This was a secret and exclusive club for serious criminals. But here's the kicker. Despite their confidence, law enforcement managed to crack down on these so-called unbreakable devices. So in the words of Assistant Commissioner Gorgon, he says in the last 3 years, pretty much across the entire globe, encrypted platforms have been taken down. The messages for the criminals on the world is clear. No matter what platform you have there to move, there is no guarantees. Law enforcement will work internationally and domestically to bring these systems down. So now let's bring it into the fun legal side here in Australia. So good old Crimes Act 1900 in New South Wales. It's illegal to even possess a dedicated encrypted communication device, or these cipher phones, if police reasonably believe that it's being used to commit or facilitate serious criminal activity. But what does this mean in practice? The law includes several factors. These are SIM cards that link to a false name, Was the device purchased from a criminal network? Are there other items that you suggest links to these organized crimes like drugs or prohibited firearms? If the answer is yes to any of these, then this could be used as a serious legal trouble. And let's not forget the penalties. A dedicated encrypted criminal communication device, which is a prohibition order under the Act of 2022, lays down some very serious heavy penalties. You could face up to 3 years in prison just by possessing one of these devices, even if you haven't used it to commit a crime yet. The mere possession itself can get you charged. So let's talk about this whole prohibition order. So if an officer reasonably believes you might use these sort of cipher phones or this encryption to avoid detection of criminal activity, they can apply for this prohibition order against you. This order gives them significant powers. They can stop, they can detain you, they can search your vehicle, and they can even enter your premises without a warrant. This isn't just about suspicion anymore. It's more proactive law enforcement. And it doesn't stop there. Even with the Phantom Secure shutdown, experts like the Macquarie University criminologist has clearly stated that these criminals will move quickly to encrypted other devices. So once the BlackBerry has had its day, there will be a new phone. There will be new encryption, he said. But as the Assistant Commissioner, Gorgon has made it very clear law enforcement is already looking into these devices, ready to take them down as well. Now you might think, or might be wondering, what does this mean for you? If you were someone who values privacy and uses these sort of encryption apps for a legitimate purpose, should you be worried? No. The government has made it clear that these laws aren't targeting the everyday encryption apps like your typical WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, which is used by millions for legitimate private communications. Instead, the focus is on specialized devices and networks designed specifically for these criminal activities. But here's the takeaway. So you find yourself in the possession of a cipher phone, whether knowingly or unknowingly, you could be facing these severe legal consequences. The landscape of this digital privacy and crime changing is rapid. These laws evolving to keep up. It's crucial to stay informed and aware of these very serious risks, especially as law enforcement has become more adept to penetrating these seemingly secure technologies. Thank you for tuning in to Lawishhh. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more legal insights. And if you have any questions or any issues, drop it in the comments. I'm always looking at it and I always reach out to new videos. So stay informed, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.